creating 3D watercolor butterflies. What you'll need for this project is 2 coffee filters, or you can use 2 paper towels cut into circles if you do not have coffee filters. You'll need watercolor supplies. So I have table protection, I have a cup of water with a brush, as well as my watercolors itself. And then you'll need a pipe cleaner as well as a clothespin. If you do not have both, you could choose one or the other. So the first thing we're going to need to do is start with our coffee filters. We are going to take these one at a time, and we are going to fold them. This fold we're about to do is called an accordion fold. If you need a little help from your learning coach, that's perfectly fine. For this accordion fold, we are going to start at one side. We're going to fold it up. Then we're going to kind of flip the coffee filter over, and we're gonna fold that way. And that's the fold itself. It's just gonna continue all the way across. So just to watch again, from the front, we're gonna fold forwards, and we're gonna flip it, holding that fold, and flip backwards. And we're gonna continue that all the way to the other side. Once we get all the way to the other side, we're then gonna actually do the same exact thing to the other coffee filter. So feel free to keep folding. Remember, front side fold, flip it over, back side, all the way to the end. So you can see that I have that fold here. This is kind of what it looks like. I'm not gonna undo it completely, but just to kind of show you. It's called an accordion fold because there is a musical instrument you can use, kind of makes sounds as you push it in and out, and it has that same kind of fold or pattern on it. All right, so once I do that, I'm going to do the same thing to my other coffee filter. So I'm going to fold down. I'm going to flip it with that fold in my hand, go the other direction, just front to back, front to back. All right, now, once I have my folds completed, I'm going to hold the coffee filter in the middle, just like this. And then I'm going to take my other coffee filter and try to find about the middle, and I'm gonna do the same thing with that one. And then I'm gonna kind of pinch them together in the middle. Once I pinch them together in the middle, I'm going to take my clothespin, and from the bottom, I'm going to push up the middle, and I'm going to clamp it. It's okay, once again, if you need a little help with your learning coach to get that, until it clamps it together in place. Now, once I have this kind of clamped together and get it situated pretty evenly in the middle, what I can do is I can then go to each side, and I'm going to kind of open up these folds. And what it does for our butterfly is it spreads its wings, so we can see it nice and big spread out. And we're going to do that for all of our folds. If you do this and you notice, for whatever reason, maybe one side looks like it's pushed in a little more than the other, you could always undo the clothespin. That's what's kind of cool about it. It's not permanent, and you could try to center a little better. Now, once I have these folds kind of open back up, we are going to get our pipe cleaner. And we are going to fold it in half. Once you fold this in half, you're going to curl the top parts. These are going to create kind of those antennas on our butterflies. So I'm going to kind of curl it in on one side. Then I'm going to curl it in on my other side. Once it is curled in on each side, all I need to do is kind of carefully, without my coffee filters popping out of place, open it up, and then I'm going to push it in. All right, if we need to get that situated a little bit, feel free to adjust. But next we're gonna hop into adding our watercolors. All right. Now with our watercolors, we want to think about the butterfly and how typically butterflies are symmetrical. So we want to try to, if we add color on one side, we want to try to add it similar to the other side. Because we are creating our butterfly all at one time, we are painting last. But please know that you can always start by painting your whole entire coffee filter first, allowing it to dry, and then going to kind of do the folds and assemblage. So let's jump into our watercolors as the second part. But also know if you don't have watercolors, one more thing, you can color in on the coffee filters with washable markers, and you can spray it with water and it will spread. It's kind of a cool, fun technique as well. So let's get started with our watercolors. You do not have to use the same colors as me. You can pick your colors. It will soak through pretty quickly. It spreads quickly because of the coffee filter material. And also know that when this coffee filter gets really wet, we want to be careful not to rip it, but it will also maybe kind of bring the shape down for a while. But once it dries, you can always go back in and kind of pop out that fold again. I'm just kind of going into the folds a little bit as well so I can get color all around. When you apply colors, you want to make sure that you don't try to put too many colors one on top of the other. It will start to blend and bleed and maybe turn into a color you necessarily don't want. So make sure you're kind of moving from section to section with different colors. All right, now that I've gotten a little bit on one side, I'm going to go in with the same colors on the other side before I get too far ahead. But my goal in this is to completely cover my coffee filter with watercolors. Once I've got a good ways into painting, I am going to do a little time lapse so you can see all of my painting all together while you continue painting. And then at the end, we will have the opportunity to see what our end result is. I'm super excited for that, and I'm super excited to see yours. So let's hop in.